Also, very quickly, I do. Oh, okay. I do want to record at least. I'm going to try, but record a few movie-related stuff for Halloween. Maybe some top, my top favorite, horror movies to watch over Halloween, or recommended Halloween films. Maybe even a sword and sorcery. I can put that out. I'll pre-record it before I go on, vacation to the Philippines. It's just still a vacation, but other things I have to deal with there. Um, but then release the Halloween stuff, like record it now and then have it set on schedule to come out for Halloween, or during the month of Halloween, October. So I want to, do that. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to some movie collectors that I personally know. I'm sure I'm gonna miss a few, but a lot of them have gone away, or maybe I lost contact with them. But there's at least one or two I can still bring up that I know are still making stuff, physical media, updates. But I don't really speak with them so much. But I'll start off with those folks. People like Anderetti or Trey Passer, but some other great collectors and longtime friends of mine are, Bill, aka Dean, as I call him, from Dean of DVD and Games. There's no particular order really to this. There's also Jez, who's I think it's horror fan for life. Um, there's the great Todd E. Walnuts, and of course, Movie Mike. And I'm trying to think if there's anyone else I can recall. Uh, and all of the fallen who don't make anything anymore. I made a video where I mentioned some of the ladies that have gone away. People like Ellie Walker, Robin 176, Miss Poppy, folks like that. I do miss them, all of them, and the ones who used to make a lot of those type of videos. Anyways, that is it. Yeah. Okay. See you. Okay, Megovan and everyone, and I thought that before I possibly record another Let's Play video. By the way, it is September 3, 2025, and so it's kind of been a while since I made a recent video. This one is not a Let's Play video right now, but I'm thinking of recording again. But before I do that, I thought that I'd make this quick video talking about physical media and video rental stores of old that sadly do not really exist anymore. I think the ones that do exist, they're more like a novelty kind of shop, like VHS stores, where you're mostly going there as a curiosity, but I think you're still able to rent the videos there. But I'm not too sure if there's a place like that around here where I live. Then I haven't found one or heard of it. But I wanted to say that if you do have any physical media, I highly recommend just still hold on to it, because it's very hard nowadays to find a lot of that kind of stuff. There's newer collectors out there that I see, showcasing things that they bought, doing Blu-ray, DVD updates, sometimes even VHS. The VHS is understandable, with getting them used, but sadly for DVD and really Blu-ray, I've noticed that they have to resort to secondhand, and a lot of their stuff and their updates are used stuff. So I'm really glad that I am one of those people that was collecting before this started to happen. I started collecting since the VHS and then the DVD days, and then really when it came to the Blu-rays, I started really collecting a lot. Now I know most likely that kind of stuff is not going to come back. The physical media, at least not in the same kind of capacity that it once was, to that same level. But I kind of feel like now is the time for it to come back. And if there are anyone listening or any people that has the power to, make that happen, I would beg that they listen to this. And the reason why I feel like now is kind of a good time is because you will notice, first I will say with streaming, Netflix, Prime, HBO Max, all of that, Disney Plus, Hulu, you're never really owning anything. Sure, you can go ahead and watch whatever movies you like, but they're always circulating through their library. It doesn't stay there, permanently. And sometimes maybe you're in the mood to watch a certain movie, let's say like Die Hard, for example, or let's say Kull the Conqueror, and you want to watch those now, but you just missed it, or they took it off last week, or you just missed it by a day, or it hasn't come back around yet, and it's been months, so, and maybe by then you found some alternate way of seeing it somehow, and now that it's back on, you don't feel like seeing it anymore, or maybe you just don't feel like seeing it now at this point, at this time when it came back. So you're never really owning any of those films. It's almost like you're just renting them. So with the physical media, there's a sense of ownership. So that's quite good. The next thing is that they've placed ads, and you can, of course, buy or go for the tier where they don't have the commercials, but that is about like let's say like $8 to $10 more extra. I think really it's more like 9 or 10, maybe even more, where if you want to buy the tier where you can watch it ad free, and I think really it's not worth it, because it's already like let's say $9.99, $10-11 per month, and then if you want it ad free, you have to pay $20 or close to 20 per month. And a lot of people probably have multiple streaming services, so that all adds up. And again, you're never really owning any of it. So I think that the streaming is kind of nice, and I understand they have to have the ads because that's how they make their money, and the subscriptions, I guess, isn't really cutting it for them. So if that is the case, then really I think that's where, if the rental stores were still around, if they, because of, I guess, COVID, but I think it would have really gone away anyways because of the streaming. But at the time when the streaming first came out, there really wasn't any ads, with them. So, and then slowly they started to introduce that. So now renting things from a video store has that advantage, or owning it and, buying the physical copy has the advantage of not having ads, and better quality, depending upon which format you get. But still, I think it's just, if it's at least Blu-ray, it's going to be better quality, better than the streaming, and it will sound better. And you don't get all, with streaming, a lot of times you don't get all that extra feature and, commentary, not just by the director, but there's, multiple commentaries sometimes on one film, sometimes with the director, sometimes with just the actors, or, both at the same time. And then just all those great special features. And, I'm talking things beyond just behind the scenes, but, people talking about why this film was made, or the inspiration for it, things like that. One example too is with Halloween 2. I forgot what company it might have been. I don't know. I don't think it was Paramount, but it was the Halloween 2, not the Scream Factory one. Maybe it could have been Anchor Bay, but I'm honestly not sure. And I own it, but it is the one that comes with Terror in the Aisles as a special feature, which is about an hour and a half long for that feature, and it's an excellent horror documentary. It's about as long as the film. I love it when special features are, at least, they're lengthy, and they're at least, close to, or sometimes even exceeding the length of the film. Sometimes the features and commentary can actually be better than the film and even more entertaining. So that is why I feel that physical media should not go away, should never go away. And I think streaming, especially now because of all the ads, should serve as something that supplements the physical media and the rental stores. Rental stores, it would be so great for them to just come back. Because if you really think about that, you go to the shop, you have that interaction with other people and with the workers there that help you find the films, and the people behind the counters, and recommending films for you. And then again, like I said, interaction with other people. Sometimes just what's the word for it? Like not unconsciously, or not subconsciously, but just as not really trying to eavesdrop, but you can't help it because you're around a bunch of people, and you just sort of hear side conversations about people talking about films, and you just sort of nonchalantly listen to it. It's not really rude. Everyone kind of does that. They're not talking about anything personal. It's, they're talking about the film, or what they think of it, or if they saw it, or if it's worth watching. Sometimes you can hear spoilers, but that's like another issue. So again, I think that it would be a good idea for not only a return of physical media, and I'm talking things beyond Vinegar Syndrome, or Criterion, things like that. As great as those are like for the elite kind of titles, but just for how physical media was before before all of this. And I think now is also a great time for video shops, rental shops to come back. So that is it. I think I'm going to now record some game, or I might just play off camera, play some more Path of Exile 2, and that's it.